In the 9th century, the Abbasid Caliphate ruled much of the Islamic world, stretching from North Africa to Persia. But deep in southern Iraq, far from the golden palaces of Baghdad, a quiet horror was unfolding. Tens of thousands of East African slaves, known as the Zanj, were forced to toil in the salt marshes near Basra. The work was brutal. The heat blistered the skin. The salt poisoned the air. Many died where they stood. And yet, for nearly a century, no one resisted. Until Ali ibn Muhammad appeared. He wasn't Zanj. He was Persian, possibly Arab. A poet, a mystic, a charismatic preacher, or a conman, depending on who you ask. But he saw opportunity where others saw only despair. He promised the Zanj freedom, wealth, even a kingdom of their own. And they believed him. In 869 CE, they rose up. At first it seemed small, just another failed revolt. But then they started winning. Fast. They ambushed Abbasid forces. They captured Basra. They burned estates. Within a few years, they were controlling entire regions. They minted their own currency, built fortresses, even created a shadow government. Baghdad was terrified. The Abbasid Caliphate, facing revolts elsewhere and weakened by infighting, couldn't stop them. For nearly 15 years, the Zanj ruled over southern Iraq. Eventually, the Abbasids regrouped. A young general named al-Muwaffaq led a brutal campaign, retaking territory inch by inch. Starvation, siege warfare, and betrayal broke the rebellion. By 883 CE, it was over. Ali ibn Muhammad was killed. The Zanj survivors were either re-enslaved or executed. And just like that, history tried to forget them. But their uprising was one of the largest and longest-lasting slave revolts in world history. Bigger than Spartacus. Longer than Nat Turner. It was erased not because it failed, but because it was too successful to remember. And now, over 1,000 years later, their story is being unearthed, piece by piece, rebellion by rebellion. As the Zanj gained momentum, word of their exploits spread like wildfire across the southern plains of Iraq. Inspired by their newfound strength, former slaves from nearby regions began to join the ranks, igniting a fierce sense of unity and purpose among people who had suffered in silence for far too long. They spoke of dreams of freedom, of lands untainted by the yoke of oppression, and a future where their children could thrive rather than merely survive. With each passing day, their numbers swelled, and the once quiet marshes of Basra became a hub of revolutionary activity. Underground meetings were held beneath the shroud of night, where tales of the Zanj's victories fueled passion and hope among the oppressed. They forged alliances, sharing resources and knowledge, determined to expand their reach, unwavering in their belief that the tides of fate were finally turning. Amidst this growing fervor, Ali ibn Muhammad's voice rang out, promising not only vengeance but also visions of a brighter world where dignity reigned, striking a chord deep within their hearts. With each rallying cry, the spirit of rebellion surged through the Zanj, transforming fear into fury. Under the cloak of darkness, they practiced the skills necessary for warfare, honing their abilities with makeshift weapons crafted from salvaged tools. Once mere shadows of despair, they evolved, warriors filled with fervor and conviction, each day bringing renewed determination. As word of their exploits reached distant settlements, whispers turned to shouts, igniting flames of defiance across the region. Alliances formed with other oppressed groups, as the message of resistance spread, knitting a tapestry of solidarity that transcended ethnic lines. The sound of drums echoed throughout the night, marking the heartbeat of a revolution that could no longer be contained. Women, men, and children alike embraced the cause, standing shoulder to shoulder, unified by their vision of liberation and vengeance against their oppressors. Hope had cultivated an unstoppable movement, solidifying the Zanj's defiance into an undeniable force destined to shape their collective future. Fueled by this new sense of purpose, the Zanj warriors launched a series of calculated strikes against their oppressors, employing guerrilla tactics that caught the Abbasid forces off guard. As shafts of dawn broke over the marshes, they moved swiftly, striking like bolts of lightning, disappearing into the shadows as quickly as they appeared. Each victory only deepened their resolve, transforming their dreams of liberation into a powerful reality that no longer felt out of reach. The rebellion was alive, and it was spirited by the hope of freedom. Their uprising reverberated through history, a testament to the strength of the human spirit against oppression, and a reminder that even in the darkest times, hope can lead to remarkable change. The Zanj may have faded from dominant narratives, but their legacy, of resilience and rebellion, endures, inspiring future generations to fight for justice and dignity. Subscribe for more weird history.